Hello everyone. Thank you for coming to my channel. I don't know if that just threw you guys off with me opening up my Z Fold, which is the phone I operate off of. Anyhow, it has been literally 7 years since I've done a review on the My Effectiveness Priority and Task app. I use it on Android. I'm pretty sure it's on Apple as well, so we're not going to exclude you guys. I just thought I'd come back in and give you all an update on what it looks like and how to use it in case you haven't seen my other video. It's fairly old. First of all, I rate this app once again. I gave it 5 stars. It's pretty effective, I gotta say. It has all of the components you need to manage your time for the most part, your goals, your mission, and staying productive, in my opinion. Different things work for different people, but this one happened to work for me, and I still use it. As of 7 years ago, I still tap into this app, and throughout my weeks, I kind of use it to keep myself along my progress lines of what I'm focused on. So let's dive in with further review. This is definitely an update of a review. So we're going to start with the first tab. As you can see, you can click the hamburger menu on the left, and over here you get my mission, my influence, first thing first, my roles, week plan, notes, thoughts, ideas, and Workadoro. And a few other links down. Cheer the developer to give a review, which is worth it. My achievements, purchases, which is fairly new. Google Drive Sync. A couple of things they've added. Workadoro is one. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead with further view of a review. So yeah, I'm gonna go through all of them, explaining to you how I use them and how they are important. So starting off, the mission. You always, of course, want to put your mission in front of you. If you're struggling with determining your mission, you don't have to be specific. You don't have to be colorful with words. Just get it out, the best way you can. Explain it to yourself to where it resonates with you every time you read it. That's my best advice on that. You should be able to read that, and it should resonate with you and trigger you to want to take action every time you read it, right? All right, so mine's is, I listed it here. Pretty plain and simple. To give you an example, to build financial stability for my family and provide a platform for the next generations to be more productive. That is my mission in layman terms, simplicity. So you don't have to go in so much deep depth. Keep it simple. I like to say one sentence is enough. The way you don't overwhelm your mind with trying to think that process through. But you definitely want to always have your mission in front of you. Now, I am going to say this. Some of us are hybrids. I'm going to say an example of what I mean by hybrid. For me, I could use apps. I use quite a few apps for productivity, time management, some of those things along the line. They resonate with me quite well because I'm usually on my phone, being that my profession requires it. So that helps to keep it in front of me, but it doesn't always keep it in front of me. I still like to have things printed. I still like to have things on a bulletin board in front of me in my workspace, or just on the refrigerator if I have to, but those are the places where I like to see them physically. The phone doesn't always resonate, so I do understand that for some people, but hopefully you create new habits to where you're triggering yourself. Instead of going to Facebook when you got the urge, or you going to social media when you got the urge, you tap into your productivity app. So it's just about habits, right? So moving on, let's go to my influence. My influence is a little bit more deep in depth. You see the circle at the top here, the top left. You have 2 circles. You got a circle of influence, you got a circle of concern. Circle of influence is just simply put, that's anything in the circle that has a strong hold on the way you think, the way you view things, or some type of perspective change. So that's going to be the circle of influence. The circle of concern is anything, just it's as simple as it says, anything that raises a high alert to you, or it's a high concern that creates, I would say, I hate to use the term, but stress or worry or any type of thing where if when you think about it, you get the feeling of high concern. Right? So those are the 2 influences that you have a choice of. For me, my kids' living situation falls under stability for living for them. That is one of my biggest concerns. So as you can see, that make my circle quite bigger. Um, the concern is much bigger than the influence. And kids' graduation, that's also of influence for me. And for that, it should probably be on the concern. I probably have it on the influence because I am the influence on that in a great extent, and of course their mom is. Um, but it's also definitely a concern of mine. So I think I'm going to move it to concern now that I see that. Right? Financial stability, that's also a concern to not have to worry about a turn-off notice or financial responsibility effective budgeting and balancing. Right? That is definitely a concern for living. And next, I have God. Without God, there will be nothing for me. All things for me starts with God, my leader, my protector, and my support. Faith in concerning, um, faith in connecting with inner spirits guides me, right? Let me, 1 second. Let me turn it on Do Not Disturb so everybody's not popping up on my screen. So, and Noble Warriors Bible Study is something I picked up this year from a friend of mine. Just simply put, it's a men's Bible study. It has a great influence on me today. It definitely helps me to formulate my perspective on things and my spirituality. It gives me a peace of mind to be alone on Zoom Wednesdays anyway, with a group of men that's mature and of faith who understands the word. So that's a big circle of influence for me. My family Bible studies as well is where on Sundays, my family extended to Florida, we all get on family Bible study and we discuss different books or different things we need to talk about. So those are my circles of influence and my circle of concern. Simply put some thought into it. Don't put too many on the list. Just put enough to where it triggers you and you have a full understanding of your picture of concern and influence. All right. So moving along, first thing first, right? It's not in chronological first thing first, but this is priority first thing first wise. This is a prioritizing method. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Eisenhower matrix. This is what this is on the phone. I've done it numerous times on paper myself. I print out templates to where I can also follow that time to time. But it's neat to have it on the phone because it makes it just as accessible. So let's dive in. Over here to the left, you got important and non-important, right? And those rows. In the column, you have urgent first, and then you have not urgent on the right. Simply put, so we're going to start with important, urgent. That means it is highly important and it's urgent. It has to be done as soon as possible, right? That means we can't neglect it. It has to happen like today. We need to knock it out today. Then we have in the green, or actually let's move by numbers, we have to the right of that, important, not urgent. So it's still important, but it doesn't have to be rushed. It can be done in 2 weeks, maybe next month, somewhere close in proximity. No longer than a month, I would say. And then you have in the green, number 3, not important, but urgent, right? So it just flips around. It's not important. It's not really that important, but it exists in our mind. And it isn't urgent, right? But it's not important. It's urgent, though. It is definitely something that doesn't leave our mind. It's definitely something that has to happen, but it's just not as important as other things, right? And then to the right of that, number 4 in the yellow box, we have not important, not urgent. These are things like miscellaneous things that you just do not have to do right away. They're not top priority. They don't have to happen right away, but you do want to see them get done. So that's Eisenhower matrix. That's how you would use that and classify your task of whatever you're trying to accomplish. It is definitely handy to write out a to-do list first and then plug them into an Eisenhower matrix that you can use day by day, or either week by week. Some people do it by weeks. I personally do it by weeks because I have quite a few things that I like to classify in a week. Day by day is quite tedious. You have to make time, I would say in the evening time, depending on your schedule, to actually go through that list and put it on the Eisenhower and actually deplete it as you complete things. And that's kind of tedious of a task to me. So I do it week by week. At the end of the week on Sundays, I can go through it, look at what was done that was urgent, not important, and so forth. Then you have filters up here to where you can come and take a look and see what, what's chosen. You can go through different dates, all types of dates. I have nothing in it right now because I haven't been using this, to be honest, lately. But I will start using it. You can also choose by role, just different filters you can use, which I thought that was very creative of them. Let's clear the filter. Let's go back. So yeah, you will add an action at the bottom here. Let's just say complete class, right? So we're gonna add that. We added it. You're gonna come into it and you're gonna actually edit it to get it to go where it needs to go, right? So first you want to set the goal, right? So these are some of my goals here that was already predetermined by me. I put these goals in. So I got quite a few goals in here. What do I got? What is this? Complete cast. Let's go ahead and do complete full stack development because it fits it. And then we have it on repeat. That can be done until done, daily, weekly, monthly, custom. You can do it however you want. I'm going to put it on weekly, right? So actually, that's daily because that goal, once I start school in July 8th, on July 8th, that's going to be a daily goal. And it's going to remind me on reoccurrence days. I'm going to choose that. And I'm going to pick mornings, right? Because that's when I start. I'm going to actually change the time on that. Oh, actually, it won't let me. Oh, so yeah, see, that's something that they got to work on. They need to work on changing that, allowing you to change the recurring days time. But either way, you can choose priority, and so you can choose A, B, C, D, E, F based on priority, right? I'm gonna pick A because it is a top priority of mine, and let's pick day, calendar day, and that starts on the 8th, so I'm gonna select that. And so you have the option to add another to the goal. You also can delete it down here at the bottom. So you got multiple options here. I'm going to go through these. Okay, great. Nothing major here. And we're going to save it. And we're going to put it on action. Set goal. Nope, that's not what we want. No, it's not done. It's definitely not done. That's not what I wanted to do. That's if you want to put it on a checklist. Okay. So I'm not seeing where to save that. All right. I'm not saying where to save that, but as you can see, it automatically saved it down here, which is cool. So I got complete class. It is here in the not urgent, right? But I'm gonna move that. I'm gonna move that because it has to be urgent, right? So we're gonna come here, change it. I think it should be C if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Okay. So that's not it either. Let's see. Take the checklist off. Okay, so we've got a problem with that. I want to see why is it doing that, as you guys can see. So I guess we get to learn some things today within it. And I'm going to delete that. Alright. And then let's go back. Okay, so yeah. At the bottom of the screen, they did some changes. It wasn't like that before. Let me get my pen. At the bottom of the screen, you see the colors. You got blue, red, green, yellow. This is how you choose the placement for the goal. So we're going to choose the blue, right? And then we're gonna put complete class. Boom. So we got that. We go into it. I'm gonna click A. I'm gonna go into it. Remind me on current days, the morning. We're gonna repeat it daily, day, calendar day. I'll repeat the 8th because that's when it needs to start. And then we're gonna go ahead and let that do what it does there. So yeah, now we got complete class up in the urgent and important, right? That is urgent and important for me. So you will go through and do the rest of all of your goals that way. Remember, at the bottom of the screen here, that is where you want to select before you start typing in and saving your task or whatever it is your goal is. Alright, so we're going to work with that. Let me delete that. So pretty cool so far, right? Alright, so first thing first is prioritizing. You can actually use this as a widget. It definitely helps to do that. So take advantage of it. Let's use my roles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roles. I'm going to click in the first one. As a father, you can pick a picture if you want. You can upload a picture. I didn't upload any pictures, as you can see. But you would come here with attached image. You can't install an image without permission granted. I didn't allow it to do that yet, as you can see. But yeah, as a father, these are my goals. You can list as many goals you want. Come down here to the plus, click the plus, type in the goal, and down here at the bottom, if I can move my keyboard, you'll see add. That's where you want to add each one of your goals, right? Business owner, partner, friend, student, all the roles, every role that's important to you that you play, you want to list it. And sit down, take a moment, consider, what is it that is important to you as a role, and what is it required of you, in your day-to-day. Like what roles do you play that's dependent upon you? So you want to list those, and you want to come inside and list what you want to reach within that role, right? Set some goals within it. It's very important. All right, so that's roles. Week plan, simply put, this is where you're going to come in and you will see your schedule based on your goals in the Eisenhower matrix. It also puts it here, as you can see. My goal is here for complete class, and it has questions that I put in. Why do you need to do it? What is the expected result? What are the steps? And you can add whatever else you want to add into that. That's just what I chose to do. So yeah, that's the week plan. Let's go back, and you can see the entire week, right? You can see week goals, weekly actions, reminders. You got different options of how you can look at it. You can actually check box it if you need to, but it's week by week, right? Up here you can see the entire week, Monday through Sunday, right? So we have that out the way. Down here at the bottom right, you can also change it from weekly and see the entire calendar by the month, which is pretty cool. They didn't have that before. You have the options to show actions, calendar dates, weekdays, or all, and you can actually shrink it down to minimum or open it back up, right? You got the plus sign down in the middle. That's where you want to add everything. All right, so notes, thoughts, and ideas. This is where you have open space to pretty much jot whatever it is that you want to include within the app to keep you focused. This was back in 2023, as you can see. So I've used it, here and there. I stick around. I kind of come in the app and do some updates, right? So this was some of the things I'm working on that I've accomplished actually, today. MET Repair is one of my businesses. SSI, Kiko Help, something I'm working on now. So yeah, this was one of my roadmap, my plans that I commenced on, right? And so you can add whatever you want in here, whatever notes you want to add, plus simple. It's pretty simple from that, right? Those are the only options you got in here, nothing too much. Workaduro. Now, Workaduro, I do think that they got some more things they need to do with it, like allowing us to change the time. I don't know what this is particularly supposed to be without you starting it, but if you just simply come in here and press plus, you get the timer, right? So this timer is pretty much a break timer. Your 25-minute intervals of tasks. You spend 25 minutes on a task, take a break after that, about 15 minutes, and another 25 minutes, and so forth. That is to keep you from burning out. That is to keep you in a productive mindset and manner, and retaining whatever it is that you're doing. You don't want to constantly burn yourself out. I am a workaholic. I do spend quite a bit of time, an hour at a time, intervals sometimes in tasks. You don't want to do that often unless you just have that type of energy. But take a break. Every 25 minutes, take a break. Allow yourself to wind down and decipher what it is that you're doing in front of you. Don't cram yourself. So it's important to use Workadero for that. There are a bunch of other apps that you can use for that. I also use my Alexa for time management. That helps also if you got one. So utilize that too. So that's that. Press stop on it when you want. It actually records your history of things, your time, your period, how long you was on, whatever you was doing of a task, and so forth. So that's Workadero. Cheers to the developer, for sure. We definitely cheers to them. As you can see, I gave them a review today, but I've been dealing with them. The app is 4.5, pretty good rating. It definitely deserves it. It should be a 5.0 in my opinion. As you can see, a lot of people value the app. That's 2024. That's 2020, 2018. So pretty good app to use. There are a bunch of apps out here that you can use, but this is the one that I chose. I have no achievements right now this year that I've accomplished in the app. I should come in and update that. But that's where you'll find your achievements to remind yourself. Purchases, this is new. So yeah, I haven't seen this. I guess they've grown enough to make some money. Pretty much that's what that is. But they're not expensive. As I'm looking, $1.99, get 3-month ad-free access for the price of 2 months. Not bad, right? If you don't want to see ads, you can use it. 1 month access, 99¢. Not bad. I think that's pretty tolerable for developers. I wouldn't mind donating to them. They should actually put a donate button on that. I wouldn't mind donating to them because it's such a great app. Google Drive Sync. You can also download it and upload things, your data, to the Google Drive. It just failed on the way in, but you still got the option to do this. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. And then settings, pretty simple, straight to the point settings. You can put where you want to add the goal to the top and keep it at the top no matter what's happening. You can keep it in front of you. You can turn the phone vibration on button clicks. I don't do that because it drains the battery quite often. Password timeout, as if you want to have a certain time between where it's required for a password to get into the app. Your productivity mood is where you can pick your colors. I want to pick green, that's my favorite. Random productivity mode, you could have that on random based on the start. Change first thing first colors, you can change that up to however you want to do it. I'll leave it on blue, red, green, orange. It's cool, doesn't really matter to me. Pretty straightforward settings. Workadero, this is where you can come in and you can change the work period, right? So for me, I'm gonna change it to 30-minute intervals. I'm gonna actually change it, to 30-minute intervals, right? Oh yeah, you can't change it by the hours. You have to put maybe like 60 minutes or something. Short break period length. My breaks 15 minutes max. Nope, get that out of there. We don't need that. 15 minutes. Sound alarm. You can select that. I definitely will select that. You can choose alarm sound. Pick a sound. They don't let you play it. I'll call you back. So yeah, that's that. And that is all of our options in the app. So again, I just wanted to give an update and an updated review on the My Effectiveness Priority and Task Managing app. It's one of my favorites. They definitely deserve a 5.0. If you get a chance and you're in the lifestyle where you're trying to be more productive, this is a great option. If you got any questions, drop it in the comments on my old video, but this one I will. So again, thank you all for watching it, and until the next video.